It's fairy tale time!
Let's start over!
Okay, no, Ann.
I'm Princess Motherfucker.
And I'm Princess Paul Blart Mallcop.
And we are from the land of
Podcastia.
Podcastia. It's our duty to dissect, discuss, and disseminate everything we see on this episode of Drag Race.
Farrah whines about sewing her look.
Kimora wonders what an adjective is.
And Aja can't stand the constant praise her sister Valentina receives from the judges.
Are you holding out for a hero?
I know I sure am.
Or are you a disaster?
Oh.
A new Race Chaser Classique episode starts right now.
And they all lived draggily ever after.
M.
Oh.
M. Mom!
Race Chaser. Woo-hoo. Race Chaser. Yeehaw. Race Chaser. Woo-hoo. Race Chaser. Yeehaw.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, and welcome back to Race Chaser Classique, a podcast dedicated to the discussion, dissection,
And dissemination
of every single episode of
RuPaul's Drag Race.
starting from the very beginning.
This is the beginning.
Oh, there's reverb on it.
Just a touch.
Just a whisper of reverb.
Just a little queef from the angels.
My name's Alaska. What's yours?
Hello, I'm Willam.
And in case you didn't know, this is a video episode of Race Chaser. That's right, the full video is available only for Mom Plus Gold girlies. Everyone else, you're just going to get a little taste, and you're really only getting half the story.
Honestly, who wouldn't want to see all this? You don't want to go under the table, but you might.
Above board.
Last week, there were 14 queens, and the season 9 divas hit the mat, and the mat hit back. It was the infamous wrestling challenge.
No.
It was the cheerleading challenge. And there was flipping, twisting, twerking, spraining, fumbling, and cheertastic extravaganzas had by all, plus a few broken limbs and bloomers. The queens...
What the fuck is a bloomer? That sounds disgusting.
quote and quotables such as that, and the queens cheered for RuPaul and the B-52s before hitting the runway in white party fashions. Valentina stole the look with her main stage matriarchal bridal ensemble and the perma-smiling on the tumbling floor. She perma-smiling. She had she was giving face on the floor. And I don't mean floor from Australia's Drag Race. James and Kimora were in the bottom. Snoozy James Snoozy James Mansfield hit the house after a lackluster lip sync against the Leg Avenue doll, Miss Kimora Lee Plack. And that leads us to episode 3 of season 9, Draggily Ever After. Here we are.
Are you pulling me?
Yeah.
Okay.
You
Just that much. That was
don't want to push in my sister's stool.
I feel the earth move under my feet. The lip sync message from James reads, "You live to love me more each day. P.S. JK, I love you all, JM." What?
P.S. JKJM.
Yeah.
IYKYK.
IYKIK.
Aja states that James is really insecure, and you can't be in this competition if you're not confident.
I saw the fear in her eyes the moment she walked in. Wait, whose voice is that? I was trying to be Charlie Hyde. Which I guess
Well,
she
you
is.
were hiding your Charlie Hyde voice.
She is kind of Boston and kind of English, so I stand by it.
Yeah, it's kind of like Pilgrim accent for her. She gives me Boston, but she also gives me the old country. I'm not talking about her face.
Oh my God.
Kimora was really surprised she was in the bottom. She said, compared to James, I was like a 10 against a 1.
Oh my God.
Which I had no idea she had those math skills in her.
Sure.
Unless we're talking CCs, honey.
Oh my gosh, she's never had plastic surgery.
Mm-mm.
Valentina is feeling the pressure, even though she gets high praise. She's only been doing drag for 10 months. And Trinity is like, bitch, get out of here. You've only been doing drag for 10 months, ass bitch.
I don't think that's a good idea to announce that you're a newbie in a field where there's so many professionals. Like
What do you do? Lie? You can't.
Yeah, why can't you? Manila lied about her age and nobody caught her. You can lie. These girls don't have Google or the internet right
I
now.
know, but then the fans find out, and then it's a whole shitstorm.
There's
when
no
it
rule that
airs.
you have to tell the truth on TV.
I
wear
know.
wigs.
I know, but it's verifiable to say how long you've been doing drag.
Yeah, but I don't think it's necessary for her to volunteer.
She was proud of it.
Crossing, bear crossing.
She was proud of it because she's young. Young people are like, guess how young I am? I'm really young.
I played that game.
And then the people who are older than that are like, fuck you.
I just think it's a way that girls are opening themselves up to, like, this is my Achilles heel. You know?
Well, yes.
Make it a story point. Like, don't talk about what you're not good at or what you're new at. Just agree to be an asset in any situation they throw at you and adaptable. That's the key
Sure.
for Drag Race. That's why Trinity does so well in Peppermint, you know?
Yeah.
Everyone agrees they don't want the next challenge to be a physical one, and we here at Mom think the same.
Because they're all aching and, broken and ribs and, sprains and things like that.
I said it because I'm gassy.
Oh. We get a video message from RuPaul.
I love her.
To become America's Next Drag Superstar, you have to try on a lot of glass slippers, kiss a bunch of frogs, but don't be an evil queen. That role has already been taken.
She's talking about Michelle. Ru comes into the workroom wearing your favorite color. Everything must be leopard
The
print.
doors I've opened.
Honestly.
Wow.
Yeah. Ru asks the queens their opinion on her wax figure, which is on loan from Madame Tussauds. It's almost like there's a hidden camera in there watching your every
That's so strange. I mean, there's
move.
cameras in the whole room.
What is that up
There's
there?
there's literal camera people holding huge, heavy cameras in the room with you at Drag Race.
I thought they were epaulets. Those are cameras?
There are mirrors behind. There are cameras behind the mirror where you get ready.
That's where they keep Alyssa.
It was just a strange beat to be like, it's almost as though there's a secret camera in the wax figure. Like, what? There's cameras everywhere.
You ain't wrong. When you're right, you're right.
It's just strange.
So the queens have to create an original fairy princess, and then they need to come up with a memorable name and a mythology for their character for the Maxi Challenge.
Mm-hmm.
And they need to design a fantasy frock to debut on the
This is
main
hard.
stage. Plus, they need to create a sassy sidekick who's like performing it as like an inset bubble kind of. And they're playing both parts. So there's writing, there's design, there's
Acting.
execution, there's acting. There's a lot to do in this challenge.
Oh, see my necklace.
Honey.
Oh,
Miss Honey.
oh.
Ooh, is
Miss
that
honey.
is that half single ply Marabou?
I don't wear animals. It's fine.
Marabou's no. Is Marabou from an animal?
Marabou the fool.
It's caribou, not marabou, bitch.
Caribou feathers.
The girls, thankfully, are provided magical materials from the fabric planet wall. Girl, they ain't magic. There's no magic in there. It's a third of a yard of fabric looped on a roll. They're not filled with magic,
And there's probably one functioning sewing machine in the whole room.
honestly. No.
Yeah, this is the example they give of RuPaul in a gorgeous gown, and they put a little character.
What do they
next
call
to
them on
it.
Harry Potter? Huxes?
A familiar?
Yeah. What's a
Those are witches.
Horcrux?
Huh? A Horcrux?
Jinx talks about it in her like comedy set. She talks about Horcruxes, and I thought it was like a Harry Potter thing, but I think familiar describes it too.
Yeah.
So is that what this is? Like, there's like they have a familiar. I've never seen the Harry Potters.
It's like a fairy tale sidekick. So,
Okay.
You have a little
Tinkerbell,
like
a scuttlebutt,
sure,
or a
Scuttle
flounder.
or Tinkerbell or yeah.
Okay, I love it. I would do good at this challenge. I think you would too. I mean, you invented Little Pound Cake.
Yeah. I think I do good at this. I was like thinking of like what ideas like I would do. It
Hmm.
is a lot though. And then to have to make the outfits completely.
I know what I would do. I
What?
would do a cum sock come to life. That would be my familiar. And we'd be talking about safe sex and how to keep the elastic at the top of it. And not like the elastic wouldn't fray. Because it would be a double entendre joke about an asshole being loose and how to keep its elasticity. Did it dry? Is it dry yet?
I could break this towel in half. Well, but RuPaul would say, "Don't you think that's a little blue? Don't you think?" And then you
And I would tell her,
can't.
blue is my favorite color. Look at my eyes.
You could do that on. You probably couldn't even do that on any social media now because you can't say the word "cum," you can't say the word "gay,"
You can't say
the
cum?
word "bitch."
Ugh.
You can't say anything.
I would just say I'm a sock.
okay.
Yeah. What would you be?
Seed sock.
Seed sock. Yeah, I like seed sock. Oh, and you know where my seed sock would be from? Bonobos.
Oh, okay. Is that
Bombas.
That's
Our wonderful
literally
presenting
what I
sponsor.
that's literally what I was trying to remember because I was like, is that like Bombas?
No, I meant Bombas.
Bonobos.
Bonobos is how you pronounce it in Quebec.
Yes.
Yeah, bombas.
I would do like a garbage princess.
Whoa.
And then maybe I don't know. I always wanted like
Queen
a
of the
little-
dump. Dump queen.
Dumpkins.
Yeah.
Dumpkin spice.
Dumpkin spice.
I've always wanted like a little dragon, like a little like with wings and like yeah.
That would be fun. Aja has the mentality to make this very high fashion. She says, I've got this one in the bag. And you know the New York Confidence girls, they always like to do them dirty. They did it to Alexis Michelle. They did it to Jan. They did
Yeah.
it to Lux. They always try to poo-poo on the New York girls.
Well, if you go into Drag Race overconfident, I think they want to knock you down. They want to break you so that they are your only source of like knowledge or your only source of like encouragement.
Yeah.
So if you're like, no, I'm good, I'm great.
They'll try to drown you
They
in the first episode.
want to. I'm a great singer. They want to tell you, no, you're a horrible singer,
Do you
and
know-
here's why.
99% of British drag queens are live singers,
Yeah.
such as Charlie Hides. Farrah doesn't know how to sew, so she's going to make something mermaid and nautical, underwater themed. Maybe something you would see on the Titanic if
And
you were to
then,
attend.
and then Trinity comes over. Is like, yeah, I was gonna do like a mermaid, but then I realized everyone's doing underwater. And Pharaoh's like, oh,
Yeah, she's mad because that was her big idea. I'll be a mermaid.
and then Kimora says, I don't make my garments. I pay people to make my garments, which is fair, honestly. In the real world, that's how it works for a lot of queens. This isn't like an off-base thing for her to be saying. I don't
Yeah.
think.
RuPaul doesn't make her costumes.
Right. And then Charlie Hides comes over and says, well, how much do you want to pay me to make your look today? And she says, $400. Charlie's like, I'll see if I have time.
Yeah, honestly, she should have talked to Howie. Kimora said, I didn't sign up for this. This isn't America's Next Top Sweatshop. And if there's one thing I like, it's top sweating. Yeah, they ever drip on you and then you try to catch it with your mouth?
Oh my
I
God.
love that. It's like a game.
Why don't we take a quick break?
And get some top sweat.
Are you feeling Subway fish? I like a lot of mayonnaise on my fish sub from Subway.
As long as there's no Lay's chips. Which we have a theory. We think we know some of our listeners, there's some overlap with Very Delta. Some of you also listen to that. It's fine. We don't take it personally. But I think we figured out why Delta does not like Lay's potato chips. We did a deep dive.
Why?
It's because they wouldn't support a Lay's potato chip is too flimsy to support a substantial dip.
Oh, that makes
Like,
sense.
you-
It's
as
a
soon-
weak.
Yeah.
It's weak-spirited.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like you put it in a hummus, it breaks off.
Yeah.
You know, and then you try to dig it out with another chip, and then that one breaks.
So
and
you
then
just get a spoon.
then you
and
got to get a
you eat
nail
the whole thing.
and go like that.
Yeah.
And clean out your nail.
I've done that so many times.
I just did
Probably
with
with
your
those
nails.
nails.
These are your nails. Yeah, oof, there's Sharpie on them.
Girl, don't lick underneath the pinky. I'm just gonna say that.
My tongue just went numb.
I'm just
I can't talk no more. Alexis is doing Miss Subway Fish because that's her little thing. She goes to the gigs on the subway in drag with a
Jiggly doesn't.
Jiggly don't take the train. She is the train, mama. Choo choo.
And she's putting a hashtag on it for some reason. We'll get to it when we get to the
Because she
runway.
saw RuPaul do it.
Oh, okay. Hashtag Drag Race.
All the queens have to fill out like these Mad Lib types of things where the production is giving them a helping hand with like writing their thing. And they're like, put a verb here, put this
Yeah.
here. So it's not as hard as it could be. It's basically fill in the blank, but be funny. The structure is there. They're told
Yeah.
what they're doing, but it still is a lot of facets of drag that they have to use to make this work for them.
Yeah, so you have to write something funny and compelling. And it's all written from the perspective of the sidekick. So the sidekick is talking about the princess, which I thought it was odd that the princess wasn't like having a voiceover too, like being like, I'm Princess Genovia.
Mm-hmm.
Julie Andrews is my mother or something.
I sold my teeth to prostitute for money for my daughter.
Yes.
Very that. Now RuPaul comes through for the workroom walk around, and Farrah volunteers one of her weak spots, which I don't understand. It's like, here, hit me right here.
Well,
Hit
girl,
me.
If you watch this walkthrough, can you play it for us? Because RuPaul doesn't even have to say anything negative to you, but you can tell if you're going to be in the bottom based on the tenor and tone of the walkthrough.
Okay, looks like you got a lot of work to do.
Hi, so I heard you don't sew. Oh, how are you going to make that pop though?
Okay, well,
Huh. Okay.
this
Girl.
this is watching a slow death.
It is so obvious. And even the next one. Who's the next walkthrough?
But her walkthrough even had cutaways from Peppermint and Sasha
Going.
Velour, like going, this one.
Aja is next.
Oh, yeah, Aja. RuPaul does it even. And Aja really tries her best to keep it positive, keep it light, keep it funny. And RuPaul's like, nooch.
They decided what Aja
Aw.
was going to be the moment she walked through the door, and they kept it, you know?
No. Oh.
No. Oh.
Well,
you
that's
could-
all
you
well
could
and
try that.
good, but
It really is.
it's so skillful. I love it.
The writing's on the wall. Valentina has a head wrap and sunglasses on. She doesn't want to take off her sunglasses because her boy brows are half shaved, and RuPaul has no time for that. She's like, I want you girls ugly. I want you ugly and then pretty.
Why don't you just shave them all the way off? And Valentina's like, well, I don't want to look completely crazy.
Valentina, meanwhile, looks like Rita Moreno in an episode of Oz. Fully. I don't know how she looks 60 when she's 21, but it's happening.
So cute. I love this.
Now, RuPaul has a talk with Trinity, and this is more like RuPaul enjoying herself. She takes the plug out of her ass, feels like she can relax a little with Trinity because she's saying, Trinity's telling Ru she knows Valentina won last week and deserved it, but she's only been doing drag for 10 months, so fuck that bitch. And RuPaul is now hearing her language. She's hearing, oh, discord. I like this.
Yeah, she likes it.
Yeah, she really, and so she warms up to Trinity, and then we hear Farrah whining. And then,
yeah,
and
she's like,
not about a Zinfandel.
Oh, putting fabric on a bra is hard. Listen, as someone who has been known to whine myself, I understand.
And dined.
Whining and dining. So Eureka comes over and is like, shut the fuck up and just let me do it. And just does it for her. And is like, I'm going to get you started. And then you're going to glue on your little shells and your little this and your little that.
This is where they got the idea for We're Here. And they're no longer there.
We were there.
Oh, but now we're not.
We are not here.
But more on that on Hall and Closet. Eureka is a good Judy. She's helping the girls out. Farrah doesn't even know how to use a glue gun. She said, wait.
She's having trouble.
So where do I put the nuclear reactor to heat the glue?
Yes. So the next day, Cynthia says, good morning, cuckoo girls.
Kimora wants to know if cuckoo means like the butthole or the whole thing.
What do you think?
I think cuckoo is a
The whole ass.
full seated term.
Yeah.
Seated and seated. And Miss Cuckoo is an international goddess whose derriere is held in regard in many different communities. And the cuckoo is a national treasure.
Cuckoo clock.
Not a
She
cuckoo
should
clock.
sell clocks that are a giant ass with the little timer that goes around.
Instead of the bird coming out of the hole, it comes between her legs.
This is genius. $1 million idea. Cynthia, contact us.
You know what, though? You're just a colorful cockroach.
What's that supposed to
Shark Tank called these girls, these young inventor girls, colorful cockroaches when they were pitching their product, which was a brilliant product. I just found it very, like, racist. And it was a meme that went around where they were talking about...
cockroach.
Yeah, they had something about, like...
That's my sidekick for
colorful
this job.
cockroach?
Yeah.
You've been checking your wigs, huh? They were doing some sort of challenge. And it was very... they had, like, a van that went places, I think, that did stuff.
Yeah.
Much like we're here. And the judges were derisive towards them. And dismissive.
I don't like that.
Yeah, I don't like it either. But Cynthia tells the story of her youth. When she was younger, she needed to use the bathroom, and she told her mother, I need to caca from my culo. And her mother slapped her with a chancleta and told her not to use bad words, so Cuckoo was born.
Yes.
So her familiar is going to be the cuckoo.
It should be, absolutely.
Should be, definitely.
It's randomly a bunny rabbit, but
Right.
Missed opportunity. Missed opportunity.
This is the shadiest mirror chat question I think that's ever been posed to anyone. Alexis says to Aja, are you afraid of what America is going to think of your makeup without Facetune? To come this sideways at someone? I don't know what. And Aja's like, I look exactly the same.
What
She
else
does
would happen
now.
in the room.
Now, Alexis is also a makeup artist, so she's acting as a makeup artist, shadily, but she's a makeup professional, and you know what? It matters now. She looks fucking great,
She does.
so she can look back on this. But we all look back on our Drag Race time and go, "I would have changed that a little bit." And
Of course.
Aja's no different. What would I have changed? I would have bought a lip before I went. That's about it.
Plastic surgery? I don't think that's allowed.
Plastic surgery. That's where she's in the room in a little nurse's outfit. Can you feel that? And she just taps
And
you.
then she does the.
Very that. And they're like, you're not an anesthesiologist at all. The room goes silent when Alexis Michelle queries on Aja's face like that. And Shay talks about how social media needs
Look
to be
around, everyone on mute. Shut the fuck up!
bitch. Are you going? Did you get your tickets yet?
I don't know. Stay tuned. I don't know yet. Maybe.
Okay.
I really
So
want to go.
good.
Well, Shay talks about how the social media girlies are always looking and looing and says that if you can't actually paint how you look on Instagram, people will be disappointed.
Well,
And then they show photos of Aja's Facetune photos as Shay says this. Production is being unnecessarily unkind to this girl.
yeah.
And they're not, I get it. We as gay people get to choose our family, and some families are fucking abusive. You hear that? They'll write lies about you in books called And Don't Fuck It Up.
but you're not mad about it.
No.
That's the important thing.
Do I look mad about it?
Do I look upset to you? That's the season. Hey. Well, I do face tune a little bit. Sometimes a lot of bit.
I don't.
But I avoid changing the entire structure of my head or completely changing my appearance because of this reason that Shay points out. I don't want to show up to the gig and people be like, who the fuck is that? Why is the garbage dump showing up
Mm-hmm.
when I booked,
You're bringing Sharon?
Christy Turlington?
I booked Christy Turlington, not Trisha Paytas. Who are you?
So I get it. But I mean, it is like unnecessarily. This whole segment is
Hateful.
just coming at Aja, and it's rough.
And do you think they would have come as hard if she didn't present herself as such a confident individual, or were they saying we're gonna knock this bitch down a few pegs?
Yeah, probably. And we, as fans of the show, know what this then does out in the world when this airs.
It
Like
gives everyone license to also attack Aja for every poor.
relentlessly, probably for the rest of her career.
Yep.
Or for many, many years. to
Anytime
come.
someone sees something bad, they'll bring up, "Oh well, girl, your mug,"
Yeah.
and that's so unfair because she's beautiful now.
Yeah.
And happy,
is.
which people hate to see sometimes.
Yeah.
They come up to you in the meet and greet and they say, on your season, I really
didn't
wasn't
like
feeling
you."
you. Like you were always been one of my favorites, but on your season, not till the end when you really showed that vulnerability. And now you're one of my favorites. They say stuff like that all
Yeah.
the time, and they don't
Yeah.
even know your name. Will.i.am. No, I follow you.
Well, yeah, you're you have the hotel in Palm Springs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have the Shantytown by Cathedral City, right? That's you.
Cat City, Pussy City.
Cynthia and Trinity are talking about Pulse, the nightclub
Yeah,
in Orlando that was hate crimed by a terrorist. And Trinity's talking about that she was a former Miss Pulse and had a show there the week before the tragedy happened. And Cynthia was supposed to perform there on June 11th also, but had to reschedule. But her friend Martin tragically went there and was killed.
yeah.
This is something that'll never go away. They're not rebuilding the club there. I loved working there because the people were great, and there was a Dunkin' Donuts across the street,
Yeah.
so you get a snack after. Sasha said that Pulse was a shocking and defining moment for a lot of queer people. We all remember where we were. I remember I was getting ready to host Pride in WeHo, and my mom called me, and she was like, "What are you doing today? Are you going out in public?" And I was like, "Why?" She's like, "You haven't heard anything?" And I went to Twitter, and I saw it, and I was just like gagged.
Yeah.
And then the WeHo people called me, and they're like, "We're still going forward with this. We have increased security, and don't worry, they stopped the guy who was trying to get in through the gates with guns because someone was trying to bomb WeHo too, that Pride."
Girl.
And
And it's shocking to watch this. I mean, this is from season 9. This is from multiple years ago. But to watch this and be like, this is still so present now. It's this conversation could be happening on the current season of Drag Race because this is still something that, is affecting our community and affecting our country.
it's
And,
crazy that when
it's
you get to a club, your first question isn't like, "What's the drink special?" It's, "Where's the exits?"
Yeah.
Because you have to be your own set of eyes for that sometimes. The main stage is next, which is better news because RuPaul looks fucking great. But we're gonna be back.
Bye.